So I'm just gonna say it, and I know I might get some hate for this, but a videographer or video editor is not the solution for video inside of your business. And I'm gonna tell you why and clear this up in about 15 seconds. So a videographer, video editor, main point or main purpose, the entire reason why they went to film school and the reason why they do what they do is because they want to make amazing videos. But their focus is on creating an amazing video, not the effectiveness of a video. There's a huge difference. And if you're using video in your business, the entire reason why you're doing it is because you want to grow your revenue, you want to grow your business, you want to grow your audience, you want to grow your following. You're looking for an effective video, not necessarily a video that looks amazing. Now, obviously you want both, but effectiveness comes way before how good a video looks. And if someone's focus is just on how good the video looks, then someone else has to make up that part for the effectiveness. And you, the entrepreneur, that's kind of where you're gonna fall into. That's the trap you're gonna fall into. So when people start doing video, they're so worried about time, and I get it. So they go and they hire an editor and they hire a videographer, and they completely forget that they're gonna have to step in and be the director. You're gonna have to figure out the strategy. You still have to go and figure out who's gonna say what or how the content is gonna be displayed. You have to create your own content. You have to figure out how that plugs into your overall strategy and all of that stuff. So a videographer really might help you create a video, but when you're using video to grow a business, they're not gonna help with any of that because they just don't know it or they're not trained on it. So when we look at the video 4X effect, the things that you have to consider are what are your impact and revenue goals first. The entire reason why we're gonna do video is so that we can get some kind of result, right? So we need to identify those first. And then there are 3 other pillars to this whole process, which is your impactful message, so that you know what your message is, your videographer, your video editor, your entire team knows what the impactful message is. That's going to allow people to connect to your content even more. Then we move into this synergistic strategy, which is how does this all play together? Look, I don't want you guys just to go build a YouTube channel. I want you to create a video system on all platforms that grow your entire brand and business as big as it can go and as fast as it can go. And if you focus on just one platform, you're minimizing the effectiveness and the growth that you can have. So we look at how do we get everything working together, your current following, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube all working together to get your impactful message out there so you can hit your revenue goals and your impact goals. The last piece of this is what we're going to talk about right now, is making this entire process hands-off for you, the entrepreneur. So if you're not supposed to go hire a videographer, what are you really supposed to do? How do you free up your time and how do you free up your energy? Well, I'm going to show you right now how we can actually make this entire video process hands-off for you, the business owner, especially if you're a business owner that's already doing over $40,000 a month. If you're under $40,000 a month, you should still listen. I actually hired my very first editor when my business wasn't even doing $100,000 yet, and you can do the same thing. But this is going to be for the entrepreneur that's doing over $40,000 a month in revenue right now. The problems that you're going to have, and you might be facing this right now, is that there's wasted time and energy. I know that you probably protect your time and energy, or you're trying to get things off of your plate right now so that you could have more time and energy. So when we go and use video, video should not be one of those things that sucks your time and energy. So you may be experiencing that right now. The other part of this is they're adding another role to you, the business owner. So when you start doing video and you bring on a videographer or just even hire a video editor, you're now adding the role to you as creative director. You're now the one who's having to go and look at and say, this is what we need to film. This is how we're gonna film it. You need to get this shot, you need to get this shot. We need to have a call to action at the end of it. And you shouldn't be doing any of that stuff. So why would you be adding another role to this, into this entire process, when you already have 1.5 million things to do? You're the visionary. The other problem is that your focus, the focus of hiring a videographer, video editor, like we talked about before, is that their focus is on how good the video looks versus the effectiveness of the video. Look, as entrepreneurs, we get on camera like this and we tend to just talk. But you need someone on the other side of the lens to stop you and go like, okay, Brandon, or okay, Susie, or okay, whoever, stop right there. You're starting to ramble, get on point. Here's what I need you to say in order to this video to be effective. Here's what I need you to do, because on the screen, we're gonna have the call to action come up. So I need you to point to the call to action. A normal videographer and video editor doesn't really know how to do that stuff. And even you as the entrepreneur behind the camera or in front of the camera, you're not gonna know how to do that either because you're in the zone. You need someone here directing you if you wanna make effective videos. And I'll talk about how you can measure effectiveness of a video in a second. So the solution really is to identify the intention and the goals first. That way that your videographer, your video person, actually knows what you're shooting for. You also need a very clear intention of every video. Look, if a video is not going to help you get closer to your impact goals or your revenue goals, or it's not gonna be a part of your impactful message that you wanna get out there, or it's not gonna play into the systematic or the synergistic system that you have, and it's not gonna be hands-off for you, then it's not a video you should do. Every video needs a specific intention that plays into all four of these pillars. So you need to identify the intention and goals because you don't want to waste time doing videos that you don't really need to do that are not going to get you towards your goal. The next thing is you really need to systemize the team. This means that everyone on your team that has to do the videos should know we're going to do this style of video, we're going to do this style of video, and we're going to do this style of video. It could be how-tos, it could be vlogs, it could be inspirational. But you need to identify the 3 or 2 to 4 pieces of content that you're going to be doing and then style guide each one. The how-to videos are going to start with this and this. You can get creative in this moment, and then at 30 seconds to this point when we do the content, it's going to be structured this way with these kind of overlays, with this type of text. The inspirational are going to typically be between these lengths. They're going to have this kind of B-roll. They're going to have this in there. And that way every editor and the entire system is templatized and style guide, and basically you have a system and a process that anyone can plug into and then go and edit your videos. So if you need to hire another video editor, then you can plug them in because everything is templatized into a style guide and is basically a process and a system. Then what you really need to do, and this is the one that takes the most time, but it is possible. We've trained hundreds of people on how to do this. You take your videographer and you make them your creative director, or you take your social media manager and you make them your creative director. They're the ones that are managing the video. They're the ones that are managing the content. That's how you structure an internal video team. Now, if you don't want to have an internal team, there are solutions out there where people come in and just do this for you. But the thing that you need as a 7-figure, 8-figure entrepreneur and you're trying to structure an internal team is you need to replace you with a creative director. This is the type of person that knows the marketing side, that knows the strategy, that knows ethical influence and persuasion, so that they can guide you and get you and craft with you a video that's going to help you ultimately get your impact and revenue goals and plays into your strategy and includes your impactful message and all of that stuff. So the goal with you is not to hire a videographer, it's actually to find someone who can be your creative director. Take your videographer and make them the creative director. They need to know the marketing, they need to know the strategy, they need to know what your end goal is and how this video, the intention of that specific video you're gonna be recording, and know the style guides and know the look of it, so that way your brand is congruent and consistent through all platforms. All platforms work together to go to the end goal, and you, the entrepreneur, I mean, you're out of the equation. You're completely outside of it. Your job is to sit here and do the content and let everyone else hand all of these pieces to you. When you look at Gary Vaynerchuk, you look at Grant Cardone, they aren't involved in the process. They're not the ones hitting the camera. They're not the ones going and taking the footage and putting it on the computer. They're not the ones posting it. When you look at 9-figure entrepreneurs and how they're using video, this is the process they're using. They're using the video 4X effect with these 4 pillars, making completely hands-off. They have a creative director. Their video person knows the marketing side of it, knows what the end goal and the intention of that video is. So if they're doing it, why aren't you doing it? Because if you're doing over $40,000 a month, you can implement the system very easily and do it at a cost-effective price. So if you want to learn more about how to use video to scale your business into the 7 figures or into the 8 figures, and you're doing over $40,000 a month, click the link. Is it above or below? One of them. Below or above this video. Join our Facebook group, and we're going to be talking more about how 7-figure entrepreneurs can put video into the business. So go join the group. We'll see you there.